Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl in your face when you're sleeping. Dangerous animals, unusual discoveries, and the never-ending greens of the Amazon forest. There are many things to know about this notorious landscape that are hidden from us. It is considered the most dangerous place in the world. And if you dream of visiting the jungle, then keep check of all these gruesome dangers that can put you in lifelong trouble. Otter attacks caiman. This family of otters was enjoying their time in the water, but maybe they were not destined to be happy that day, because a caiman was eyeing its prey, and unfortunately it was near the loving family. Thankfully, the adult otter spotted the caiman on time and gave it a few hits, but the reptile was not ready to change its mind. The big otter started a fight with the caiman, and the otter kids also followed their elder and jumped into the fight. The battle of survival continued even behind the bushes, but the otters were successful. The caiman was defeated, but sadly, two of the otter's babies also couldn't survive the fight. Vicious anaconda. Talking about Amazon and not mentioning anacondas is a big crime. The big, fat snake is a special reptile of this land and a very powerful predator. Anacondas are perfect in catching their prey, like this one, where it seized a capybara. They squeeze the body of the prey so hard that it causes cardiac arrest to them and then happily engulfs the whole body inside. This technique is only subjected to this animal, and that's exactly what makes it so strong. All animals fear this sneaky and strong predator. Goliath bird eater. The largest spider of the world is here, with its hairy tentacles and venomous fangs. Meet Goliath bird eater, which is massive in its size and strong enough to eat lizards and even mice. The spider has an 11-inch span full of venomous tentacles that immediately spread poison into the prey's body, making it numb. The giant spider quickly pulls in the lizard and injects its venom inside. The poison of this spider is so strong that it makes the prey's body to self-digest from inside, thus making everything easy for the predator. Giant centipede. This giant centipede is a special one with the name Scolopendra gigantea and has very deadly ways to kill its prey. This is the largest centipede in the world, with a length of almost 12 inches, and its body may have 21 to 23 segments. The arthropod is very famous for its venom, and its little legs are filled with poison, which kills the other animal quickly. Watch how the centipede grabs the mouse and instantly stabs it with its legs to inject the poison. The venom is so strong that it quickly kills the prey. Eel attack alligator. Eel are famous creatures of this notorious forest, and they are regarded as one of the best predators of water. Giving shocks to their opponents is also their way of hunting, and they can produce 600 volts of current. Here, an alligator attacks it, but the eel doesn't fall weak and strikes its jaws stronger into the reptile and gives a terrible shock to the alligator to take it down. Even a strong reptile failed to combat an eel. Star-nosed mole. Now, sit back tightly and watch this creepy animal haunt you forever, because this little guy is not easy to forget. The animal has no specific name yet, but because of its uniqueness, scientists have named it star-nosed mole. The creature is a cross between a rat and octopus, but has no face except for a weird-shaped nose, which is not typically a nose, but it is actually the mouth. It has 22 appendages that have extraordinary senses, which can spot minute particles like a grain of salt very easily. It feeds on small insects, and worms are its favorite food. The animal is blind and lives underground in the dark. Piranhas eating bird. The list of the deadliest fish in the world can't be completed without mentioning piranhas. Yes, these fish are known for their ferocious nature, and despite their small size, they make the best attack on their opponents. Like in this clip, where a bird got stuck in the branches, and in an effort to set itself free, the poor vertebrate fell in the water. The meal was served right away as a bunch of deadly piranhas fed on the bird's flesh. Like sharks, piranhas have special sensors that can spot movements of other creatures easily. They can also sense blood and will come running to hunt. A single bite of piranhas is enough to take down its prey. Pitcher plant eats mouse. Pitcher plants are very famous predators, so famous that we have studied about them in science classes. But if you haven't, then carefully listen to me. These plants have the scientific name nepthanes, but are commonly called pitcher plants because of their pitcher-shaped body. This plant is a carnivore predator and eats insects and even small reptiles. Once an insect reaches its tip, they fall down in the pitcher where a sticky liquid traps them. The prey is unable to leave, and the enzymes in the liquid will dissolve the flesh. Look how this pitcher plant ingested a whole mouse inside it. Ant boat. This is a very unusual thing to watch, but it proves that ants are capable of doing extraordinary things. This was a swarm of ants floating above water peacefully. This phenomenon was the result of immigration to a different part of the land. But this time, water was in their way, so they had to lock their bodies among each other to build a fully protected layer full of ants. You could see the queen ant was sitting at the top because it was a priority among them. Their travel was dangerous because several ants were sacrificed by fish and strong waves, but still they managed to reach the other end of the land. Biggest flower. This is the biggest flower of the world, and it belongs to the Archaea family of plants. The flower is so big in size that it has become a global attraction. And why not? Because no other flower can compete with it. Its color is golden, but when it finally blooms after pollination, the huge bud opens and a vibrant red-colored tunnel is formed. The tall spike in the middle creates a smell of rotten fish that attracts insects to it for pollination purposes. The flower weighs 50 kilograms and is grown in botanical parks for visitors. Leaf insect. Leaves are a beautiful part of plants, and how carelessly we touch them, but what I am about to tell you will change the way you touch them. This is a leaf insect, but it works very differently from other insects. It feeds on leaves, but instead of going away, it stays there. They are famous for changing their body color to match the leaf, and without a proper look, no one can spot them. Only a detailed look on the leaves will show their eyes and fangs. Their camouflage technique is their biggest survival. So, beware of touching leaves next time! Zombie fungus. This distinct fungus has zombie techniques that are upper hand best. This fungus spreads its pores on ants, and once infected, the ants stop behaving normally. The chemicals forming inside the brain of the insect force them to move to a better place, where there is abundance of light. Once the perfect spot is chosen, the ant dies and the fungus takes over its body covered in white web-like structure. Then the fungus starts growing in the host body and forms tentacles to make a bud. After 3 weeks of growth, the fungus is ready to spread its pores again. Uncontacted tribe. Amazon forests are home to many creatures and tribes, but here for the first time, an uncontacted tribe has been discovered. An aerial footage of Funai organization revealed that an uncontacted tribe resides deep in the Amazon jungles. Those unknown people showed the signs of ancient life, carrying spears and bows and inhabiting huts of wood and leaves. The men of the tribe had their bodies covered in red paint. The tribe was believed to be the last one to exist now. Scientists expressed concerns that illegal loggers and cattle ranchers invading their isolated life could remove their very last mark from this forest. Undiscovered civilization. Amazon jungles always have the best discoveries that continue to inspire archaeologists. In the Bolivian Amazon, some scientists spotted vague signs of civilization within the deep forests. The researchers used a new technology called LiDAR to spot the ancient remains. Several mounds were found, and after a detailed research, scientists formulated that those mounds were once an ancient civilization. The rectangular platforms had signs of graves and artifacts. Who could have imagined that a new civilization would be discovered? And now let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. A group of fishermen on their trip discovered a terrifying scene. A very large anaconda was seen crossing the water along their boat. By looking at this clip, this might be the biggest anaconda ever to exist on the earth. The video quickly went viral when one of them tried to grab the giant snake towards the boat, but the heavy reptile was too powerful for them to do anything with it. I know all anacondas are big, but this is a special one, and it terrifies me. Thankfully, the reptile went away with peace. See you next time!